Namaste, Bhai Bhai Haro. After about 2 weeks, I'm with you today. Are you okay? Good. So am I. Thank you. Could you tell me what you learned in previous class? What you learned in previous class? Okay. You learned in previous class the structure of the past perfect tense, negative of past perfect tense, that is negation, and ethno questions of the past perfect tense. In previous class, you learned the formation of the past perfect tense. That means how to form a sentence, of past perfect tense, and how to make negative of the past perfect tense. Okay, that is negation, and how to form short answer questions. Okay. Now, could you guess what you are going to learn with me today? Guess? Okay. You will learn today the use of the past perfect tense. That is past perfect in use. I mean, when to use past perfect tense. Okay. So here, the past perfect tense is used to talk about showing the order of the events or actions. The past perfect shows the earlier actions, whereas the past simple shows the later actions. This means when you use past perfect tense, there might be more than one actions, okay? The past perfect tense shows which of these actions happened first, okay? And we use especially past perfect tense and another sentence, simple past, okay? Past perfect tense shows the earlier actions, that is the first action, but simple past shows the second action, that is later actions. For example, here, class started at 10 a.m., okay? And at 10:15 a.m., one of my students entered the classroom, okay? And 12 o'clock class finished. Now 12:30 p.m. Okay, the actions happen in the past. That means before 12:30 p.m. Okay. When did the class start? At 10 a.m. Okay, the class started at 10 a.m. And when did one of the students enter the classroom? At 10:15. Okay, so which actions happened first here? The class started. Okay, the class started happened first. Second actions, one of my students entered the classroom. Okay, so we can say this way. When one of my students entered the classroom, the class had started. Okay, the class had started is the first action, so it is written in past perfect. And one of my students entered, this is verb 2, simple past verb. Okay, this is second actions. Okay, when one of my students entered the classroom, the class had started. Okay, next example. The bus left at 10 a.m. We arrived at 10:15 a.m. Okay, which happened first? The bus left. Okay, and then we arrived. So we can say when we arrived, the bus had left. Okay, when we arrived, the bus had left. Okay, the bus had left when we arrived. We can say in two ways, but the meaning is the same. Okay, when we arrived, the bus had left. When is used in the beginning of the sentence, when with simple past. Okay, and the bus had left when we arrived. Here, when we arrived is after, right? That means when is used in the middle of the sentence. So when with the simple past, and the bus had left it in the beginning. Okay, so when can be used either in the beginning or in the middle of the sentence, right? But when plus simple past. Okay, remember this. Okay, the past perfect tense is used to talk about past actions that ended before another action in the past. We use before, after, and simple past also. Okay, for example, here, this is the situation. I did physical exercise at 6 o'clock. Then I read the Rising Nepal at 7 a.m. I had a light breakfast at 7:30 a.m. Had means here 8, okay? Eat 8, right? And I left home for work at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., okay? So here, before I left home, what I did physical exercise, read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast. This is the first action. So first actions are written in past perfect. Okay, so we can say this way by using before. I had done physical exercise, read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast before I left home for work. Okay, before I left home for before with simple past, and other sentences are in past perfect because they happened first. So first action is written in past perfect. This is the rule. Okay. So I had done physical exercise, read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast. Had is not repeated. Okay, we don't need to repeat had again and again here. So once it's used here, not necessary to uh, repeat again. Okay, so uh, before can be used either in the beginning or in the middle. Okay, so before I left home for work, before is used in the beginning of the sentence with simple past, and other sentences are written in past perfect because they happen first. Okay, so before I left home for work, I had done physical exercise, read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast. That means before I left home for work, I had done physical exercise, had read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast. Okay. Here, another example. By using after also, same thing can be expressed. So here, I did physical exercise at 6 o'clock. Then I read the Writing Nepal at 7, and I had a light breakfast at 7:30. I left home for work this 8 o'clock. Okay, so by using after I had done physical exercise, read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast, I left home for work. Okay, so here, after with past perfect, remember? After with past perfect, it shows the first actions, right? Okay, same here. I left home for work after I had done physical exercise, read the Writing Nepal, and had a light breakfast. So here, uh, after is used in the middle of the sentence, okay, between the sentence, right? Okay, so here, next example, the film had started before we arrived. We arrived after the film had started, same meaning. Okay, here also she took his dance class. After that, she made a telephone call. So first, what did she do? She took his dance class, okay? And then second, she made a telephone call. So we can say here, after she had taken her dance class, she made a telephone call. Or before she made a telephone call, she had taken her dance class, okay? Now, just is used with past perfect to refer an action that was only a short time earlier than before now, okay? Just is used with past perfect just to show an action that was only a short time earlier than before now, okay? For example, the bus had just left when I arrived at the bus stop. I had just finished doing my homework. My friend came. They had just gone out when the police arrived. Okay, just is used with past perfect to show just actions that was only a short time before. than before now, okay? We can use the past perfect tense with time expressions like as soon as, by the time, until also, okay? By using by the time. By the time Sharita got home, her sis had already prepared dinner, okay? In the same way, by the time the police arrived, the thief had run away. By the time he came to meet me, I had already left home for work. So by the time plus simple past, this means by the time Sharita got home, when Sharita got home, her sis had already prepared dinner. By the time the police arrived, that means when the police arrived, the thief had run away. By the time he came to meet me, I had already left home for work. That means when he came to meet me, I had already left home for work. Okay, so we can use by the time with past perfect and by the time with simple past. Next sentence should be in past perfect. Okay. By using as soon as also, we can use past perfect tense. For example, I worked hard today, so I was so hungry. That is why as soon as I had reached home, I had dinner here. As soon as with past perfect tense, okay? Sentence in past perfect tense here. And next sentence, had dinner, that is simple past form, simple past, okay? So this is first action and this is the second action. Next example, as soon as I had done my homeworks, I went out to play. Okay, as soon as I had done my homework, I went out to play. I went out to play as soon as I had done my homework. So remember, as soon as in the beginning and in the middle, okay? By using until also, we use past perfect tense, past simple negative plus until past perfect to talk about an action that did not happen before something else, okay? For example, I did not understood until you had explained, until with past perfect, and this is negative. So this means here, after you had explained, I understood, okay? Another sentence, I had not understood until explained. So until can be used with past perfect also and simple past also. This is not mathematics. So 2 plus 2, 4. This is language. Okay, so according to the situation, according to the context, you can use until with past perfect and until with simple past, and meaning is this here. Okay, I did not understood until you had explained. That means after you had explained, I understood. Okay, and I had not understood until you explained. This means I had not understood before you explained, right? Okay, next example here. I had not disturbed him until he finished his job. Until with simple past, this means I had not disturbed him before he finished his job. Okay, and I had not disturbed him until he had finished his job. Until with past perfect, this means he disturbed me after he, oh, sorry, I disturbed him here. Sorry, I disturbed him after he had finished his job. Okay, he should be here. I, sorry for this. Okay, and he had not called me until I called him. This means he had not called me before I called him. Until with past, simple past. Another sentence is past perfect. He did not call me until I had called him. Until with past perfect, this means after I had called him, he called me. Okay? Okay, next one here. Now some more examples. After he had finished his work, he was TV. Before he was TV, he had finished his work. Okay? By the time the police arrived, the thief had escaped. As soon as the thief had escaped, the police arrived. I had never seen such a beautiful sunset until I went to Nagarkot. Okay, before I went to Nagarkot, I had never seen such a beautiful sunset. This means, okay. So here, some exercises. Okay, make similar sentences using after and before. Read the newspaper, went out. Okay, after I had read the newspaper, I went out. Yes, because first action in past perfect and second action in simple past. Before I went out, I have read the newspaper. Same thing can be expressed, okay, by using after or before. Meaning is same. Before I went out, I had read the newspaper. Prepare food. My father came. Make the sentence using past perfect. Okay. Yes. After I had prepared food, my father came. Okay. Before my father came, I had prepared food. Okay. Next example. Make sentences using by the time, until, as soon as. Okay. Now try to make sentence using by the time, until, and as soon as. Okay. Right home. My father already go to office. Okay. When question. When I arrived home, my father had already gone to office. Okay, next. Okay, when with past perfect, another sentence past had plus PP, past participle. Okay. She cleaned the room. She helped her mom in the kitchen. So first she cleaned the room using as soon as. As soon as she had cleaned the room, she helped her mom in the kitchen. So as soon as with past perfect had plus PP form and another sentence verb to. Okay. Did not tell his name, asked him. Okay. He using until. He had not told his name until I asked. Okay. Had plus PP form and verb to. Okay. The power go out. She just turned on the stove to start cooking the vegetables using when. She had just started cooking the vegetables when the power went out. Okay. When the power went out, she had just started cooking the vegetables. Okay. She had just had plus PP form when with the simple past. Okay. Simple past here P2. Okay. And she wait for 2 hours, the power come back on. So how to form a sentence using past perfect? Yes, she had waited 2 hours by the time the power came back on. Okay, by using by the time, we can say she had waited 2 hours by the time the power came back. Okay, back on. She had plus PP form and by the time with the simple part. This is the rule. Okay. Thank you so much for the class, for this class. If you like this video, you can subscribe, comment, and sure, okay? You can subscribe for regular updates, okay? This much today. See you next class, okay? Thank you so much.